Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to have you with us. And as we talked about earlier this morning, it's our delight and pleasure to have in our studio this morning Gary Bohringer from Bohringer Creative out of Elmhurst, Illinois. Good morning. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Lou.
Now, let me tell you, folks, what's happening here. We are endeavoring to do some video that will be a part of a documentary about the city of Flint. As many of you know, the city of Flint has taken some big hits over the last 20 years. Probably the biggest hit besides General Motors was Roger and Me, a quote-unquote documentary that held up all the bad things about Flint, just put an entirely negative light on our good city. And now Mr. Bohringer here from Chicago, believe it or not, wants to change all that. How do you want to make that happen, Gary?
Well, what we want to do is we want to put together a series of stories, positive stories about the people of Flint that show their resilience and show how they've persevered. Some people that have been here perhaps for generations, how their families have survived and how they've made it through some of the tough times, and maybe talk to some of the people that see Flint as a place for opportunity. So maybe they've come in and they've moved business here. We want to try to talk about how there's lots of good people here that just don't want to accept being a victim, and they want to go ahead and they want to make Flint a better place for their families and their businesses.
Now, how are we going to get their story? How are we going to hear their story?
We've put together a website called Flint Speaks. So it's flintspeaks.com. On that website, they can go in, they can share their stories, and as we start populating the site, we'll be populating it with people's stories. They can also call in here to the radio station, talk to you, and from that, what we're going to do is collect the stories from the individuals and select which ones that are going to be going into the film, and putting that together into a feature-length documentary.
All right, and I tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, our number 251-1570. I'll open it up right now. I know there are a lot of good folks out there with a lot of good memories of Flint. I talk to people, I can't tell you how often, who always reminisce about the old downtown Flint. Oh, the Hughes and Hatcher used to be there. The Kreisky used to be there. The town that was bustling when General Motors was here. And obviously, we're not that same city, but we still have that fabric within us. We still have that spirit. And that will never die. And that's what we want to know about. And that's what Gary's going to put together on this documentary. Can you tell us more about it and how it's going to come together, Gary?
The whole catalyst for this film is I have family that's in the Flint area, so I was up here visiting in February, and we were going around, we were looking at different things in the town, and I was just taken aback by all these little great areas in the community and these pockets of neighborhoods and businesses, and it's so ideally located. You're on the river. I mean, you just have everything a major city has, but in miniature. And I was thinking about this, and I went back and looked at the Roger and Me film, and I was just so stunned because media people, they're short-staffed or whatever. They go in and they put in whatever talking points they have on any kind of a story. So they don't ever really do any real research and look into what makes, what is really going on in the community.
We will invite people to call their studio, their stories in here on the air. As a matter of fact, we're going to set aside a specific time on a daily basis, ladies and gentlemen. You have those stories. We will allot the time. You will be able to call here. You will be able to tell us what you think about Flint, how you love Flint, why you're still here, why you still love this city, and that will be made a part of this documentary. Those of you who would like to email it, you can email it to flintspeaks.com. That website is up and running. This is Super Talk 1570.
Lou's waiting to hear from you. Call 810-251-1570. You're waking up to the Lou Lobsinger Show on Super Talk 1570.
Thanks a lot for calling this morning. Appreciate you checking in.